Attention soldiers, it's POK here again. Your favorite host and your favorite show, Get Your Life Together. How you guys doing? I have a powerful somebody here with me today, learned person and entrepreneur, a successful person, visionary, and somebody that is doing the stuff. So many people who talk. Of course, I'm talking right now, but a very few people do. And that's something I kind of don't like because we have so many talkers and less doers. But the person I have here today with me is somebody that talks and somebody that do, and is currently doing it. And that's why I'm bringing him here today. Just come and speak to us about business. Of course, on Get Your Life Together podcast, we get to enjoy topics around masculinity, relationship, business, and career. And of course, today we're focusing on business. And I have with me here Mr. Olawale. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, good evening, POK. Great work you are doing. I've been an ardent listener of your podcast, and then I can tell you for sure that you are doing a great job. I'm so happy to be here this evening, and I can't wait to share a little bit of my journey with the followers. Good evening, POK.
Thank you so much. I'll just refer to this man as my guarantee. And thank you so much for everything you are doing in the Akure community. Back then in October last year, we had a kind of hangout, Akure marketing community hangout, and then we came around for that particular hangout, and it was awesome. I was like, wow, see this man here. Of course, if you don't know, Mr. Awoleye is going to introduce himself to us as we discuss the topic, my entrepreneurship journey, the challenges, the tears, and the celebration. So he's going to tell us his story. Mr. Awoleye, can we meet you? Let's start from there.
Yeah, good evening, listeners from across the globe. My name is Olawale Awoleye. I am the Chief Errand Officer, the Chief Marketer, and then I take up so many roles. So I think I'm going to be sharing everything here. So we are not holding anything back. I take on a lot of role at Simbi Logistics, where we handle last mile logistics across Ondo State.
There you have it. He just gave you a very short description of himself. I think it's bigger than that, actually. Because when I saw this man in the marketing hangout we had, and was throwing those insightful tips out there, I was like, nah, that's a great dude out there. And when he was giving his introduction, observe what he said. He said he's the chief errand officer. He started from the lowest part of the hierarchy, and that's where you actually know that very good leaders in the community. The first thing, if it's somebody that is kind of popped up, kind of proud or something like that, he would have told you, I'm the CEO, I'm the lead, I'm the this of that. But of course, he started from the lowest point. He's actually letting you know that the chief errand officer of Simbi Logistics, a very good logistic, very good logistic business, doing well in Akure. And of course, you want to make deliveries around in Akure. You want your food delivered to you. You want parcels passed around. Whatever thing you need the logistic company with, please up on Simbi Logistics and do your thing. Now, I'll be starting this from the process of hiring. I actually believe hiring is one of the biggest problems entrepreneurs face. Even if you are self-employed, at a point, Mr. Beast is one of the most popular YouTubers. And then at a point, you have to start hiring guys. Hire videographer, hire strategists, hire content writers, hire finance people and all. At a point in your career, if you're not building a big business, in your own personal life, you start having domestic staff, you start like hiring something we all do in our entrepreneurship journey. And then you said you are the chief errand officer. I want to learn from that actual part. How do you hire? What is your story when it comes to hiring? How do you manage your staff? How do you manage to keep the best? And how do you manage to actually fire the worst?
I would say this is like one of the toughest the face of entrepreneurship, and then that this is one reasons why I tell people who care to listen to always work. I would digress a bit before I stem into your question. If you have not worked before, if you have not served before, you are going to find it very, very hard in entrepreneurship. And then this leads us to the question of hiring. For every phase that you are trying to achieve in business, that was what will determine who you are looking to hire. For me, I think I attended the course, and then they said there are different stages of business. There's an infancy stage where you are not looking at, where you cannot even attract the best of talent. You are looking at people who are passionate about what they want to do. You are looking at people who can give their 100%. So it gives rise to the question that what exactly are you looking for when you want to hire people? There are several stages of business. For some stages, you already have a product market fit. You already have a product that is market fit, and then you are not supposed to hire somebody who is like a genius, like somebody who is so good at the job. I'm not sure you will be able to attract that kind of person. So this is what I do at Simbi. What I do is I make sure that anybody that is coming in tells me a story. So I want to be sure that you are somebody who is passionate about anything. So most times I don't even do interviews like official interview. I just ask you. We just normal conversations. Hello, in cases I just paint scenarios. How do you undo this? What can you do? Because I feel like at the start I was hiring people because of their qualifications. Some people will come in with a 2-1. Some people will tell you they are good at this. And I found out that within 2-3 weeks, some of them are getting better jobs, or they are not passionate about the job. And then trust me, if you have those kind of people at the start of a business, you are definitely going out of business. So at a point, I just made up my mind that I think for this phase of our business, we need to bring in people who are passionate. So I'm not telling you that this is just your job decision. I'm just telling you, how can we get things done 100%? So once I see that you have that passion, then every other thing is teachable. I love putting people through the ropes. So once I get people who are passionate, then that's the best way that I get results from them. Definitely, it has not been an easy one, but I can tell you for a fact that for this phase that we are in Simbi Logistics, I'm hiring for passion.
Awesome. You are hiring for passion at this particular phase of Simbi Logistics. I've made so many mistakes when it comes to hiring and building my startup, managing a team, and all those kind of things. Charlie personally made some mistakes because I later learned that skill is something you can teach, but character is something you can't teach. It's very hard to teach character. The moment somebody has this particular character in them, and it's in them, their habits, you can't change it. Somebody that does not want to deliver, somebody that has to be shouted on before they get things done, even if you are the best in that particular niche, you have to shout at them, you have to chase them around before they can get things done. So I always look at, just like you said, you look out for the passion, look out for the character, look out for their habits to work. You set the interview at 9 a.m. Are they there at that particular time? Did they came late? When they came late, what did they say? All those kind of things are what will give you insight on the particular person's character. I once hired somebody that will actually go away for 3 weeks and he will not say anything. And when he's back, he's just going to be like, nothing happened. Like, he will just be asking you, okay, what next? It's not like he's not going to tell you, oh, I did something bad or something happened to me for 3 weeks. But he will just respond to your WhatsApp messages for 3 weeks. And when he's back, he will just tell you, okay, send me the file. Like, nothing happened. So, character matters. Where we are.
Okay, can I just chip in something?
Sure, please.
I had a rider back then, very, very good rider, like very, very good. But sometimes this type of scenario that you painted is the same thing this guy was doing. He would come into work for 2-3 days, and then just go away without dropping. And I feel like this is one of the fundamental problems that is happening in the informal sector. It's not too organized. And I think that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to put a structure around the business in such a way that everything, like, I feel like this is one of the hardest nuts to crack in the informal sector. And that's why you see that most of the startups that deal with the informal sectors are very hard to scale. For somebody who's a dispatch rider, if he's sick, he assumes that I have been working for this. If I'm sick, I don't need to explain to you. I don't even need to put a call through. So And then you need to be highly emotionally intelligent to handle these cases, because if you go above like every time, then you get to lose your best stance every time. So there's a dimensional approach to this, and which also boils down to the temperament of the owner of a business and then what he's trying to achieve. There are different strategies that I put in place. Sometimes I ensure that I hire more. If I need 3 riders, I hire 4 riders. So once one is messing up, I send you away, and then work continues. So there are different strategies that you need to put in place to make sure that you are going. Because in business, if you don't stay on top of your toe, I bet it with you would have so many issues that you would even think of packing up. So that same rider I was talking about, it would come to work 3 days, go off 2 days, come the 3rd day, and then he won't say anything. At a point, I felt like was this guy disrespecting me or something. So the one that broke the camel's back was he went for about 2 weeks. He said he got a job. He was an electrician, so he said he got a job for 2 weeks. He didn't even tell me. So apparently, I just saw his WhatsApp status and I saw that he was not even in town. So I called him. He said, Oga, when I come back to town, I will call you back. Oga, what's happening? How would you not come to work for a whole week, and then you are telling me that if you come back, you come and explain what happened? Okay, no problem. So he came back after 2 weeks and now told me, Oga, I have a job. He was trying to blackmail me emotionally. That won't I allow him to? It was not as if if he tell me I will allow him to go. So on the spot, I just told him, you are fired. You are fired. You are going. So I just took him out, and then I made sure that it was in the presence of the other staff to pass a message that this level of truancy, of negligence of duty is not accepted. Because definitely, if people are doing well in your business, you must make sure that you show the other people inside there that there's a reward for hard work. I feel like this conversation is raw. So let's just throw it like open. Let's make because these are the things that are hidden. Mm-hmm. Most times in business, some people don't reward like good deeds. If you have a staff that is doing well, make sure that you are celebrating them. Make sure that you are giving them incentives to boost their morale, and then to show that you are really interested in their development. Mm-hmm. Be it career-wise, be it personal. Just make sure that there's a gap where you come in for them. Mm-hmm. So immediately I set up a meeting. You guys, this guy is leaving, and this is the major reason why he's leaving. Obviously, he didn't even beg, and even if he begged, I already made up my mind, and then that was the way I just told him, "You're going out of my job." Mm-hmm. So apparently, I feel like one thing you need to keep yourself abreast in business is to make sure that you're always ahead. You're always ahead, because if you don't stay ahead, like dealing with people is just put a structure around your business in such a way that you don't do all the talking, because it's emotional. You are dealing with people. So if you put a structure around your business, and that's one mistake that most entrepreneurs do. They feel like, okay, let's start this thing together. We'll explain it to ourselves. Then imagine that you are telling the staff that you resume by 8 a.m. Put it into writing. Mm-hmm. So these little things are what affect the psyche of both the founder or the business owner and then the staffs. If there's already a laid down rule, this is your time of resumption, this is your closing time, this is the dress code, this is how it's not as if you are restricting them or you are micromanaging your staff, but it helps put in check. And then if you are like for Simbi now, if you miss work, there's a certain percentage of your wages that is taken out. Mm-hmm. So it's not dependent on the discretion of the HR. That's when you are sick. Okay. We understand that this person comes to work daily and he doesn't miss his job. Then we can always go against the rules, but we definitely at our own discretion. Mm-hmm. But if it is in such a way that you don't put down those rules, or you just assume that they will understand, then trust me, you'd have a lot of issues.
Yes. You definitely have. I think one last thing I would like to ask about this hiring and management of staff is how to manage the guilt of firing. I've got to fire many people. Yes, I've got to fire people in my businesses. I own a startup. I run Piggery, and like every day. Management would have to. I manage some teams. I'm a manager at team levels, and then boss will have to ask me, this person in your team, how is he doing? I have to recommend people for promotion, recommend people for firing. But each time I fire, I have this guilt that come over me. I have to just close my laptop and just go and sleep. I don't know how if that's same for you, or how do you hire firing people? It gets so emotional.
Guilt is part of life. There are some things that are just there. I think as human, we try to downplay the part of emotions, and then it's you would always meet it at the front. But the facts remains the same. If you're emotional about important things, you lose out in life. Life is not emotional. Business is not emotional. And then if you are too emotional, trust me, you would face a lot of problem. In a way, the questions I ask myself if I want to fire people is, will this keep us in business? Am I making the right decision? Once I can answer these two questions, then I don't have issues. Even if I want to have issues, I will go and have issues at home. At that workplace, if I fire you, I don't have emotions. When I get home, I can think about it. But I do everything to make sure that business is moving, because that's the most important thing. If you are getting emotional about anything, it's business that is bringing you together. Trust me. I tell my staff every day, I say, once Simbi ends, that's the end of our work relationship. We can always have a personal relationship out of work, outside of work. But trust me, if you don't handle business like business, we'll all go out of business. And then the fact remains that once they get out of work, of job, they can always get another job. But your business, you are taking away a lot of destinies because you are just being complacent. And then this is the question I ask myself every day. Is this the right decision to move Simbi forward? Is it taking us a closer to our goal, or is it taking us back? Once you can answer those questions, when you get home, you can be emotional. It's okay. But at job, you can always fire.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. I think that's what I always get back to, for the fact that, okay, I always try to have enough data, like enough information, like this decision is just the best decision for the business sake. Even it might not be for me, for my emotions, or for the person, but the business supersedes everybody else, including the owner of the business. I want to move to another thing that I think causes tears. I'm trying to discuss, we are talking challenges, tears, and celebration. But I'm trying to discuss the tears part first. So another thing I feel causes tears is theft. I don't know if you have to face such thing in businesses. And how did you manage
several cases?
Really?
I think the first day I cried in business was I cried. Really? I think it was 2 weeks after starting Simbi Logistics. We had 2 riders then.
Yeah.
So we delivered for the customer. She sent us to. She asked us to pick up some set of momo to a particular location. So the rider delivered that momo, and then he got back to the office. So the person who sent us just called the office and said, hello, I gave them 2 cartons of momo, which is 24 pieces. And then when it got to the customer just saw about 18. So I just asked her, are you sure you counted it? She was sure she counted it. So, and she said, okay, no problem. If you want to verify, it's fine, but I don't like it when I accuse people. So I just told her, don't worry, we're on top of the matter, and then we'll get back to her. So I went downstairs to check the box of that rider. Then I found out that beneath a pack, he just kept those momo there. I didn't say anything. So when I got up, I just asked him that, why did you not deliver that? So the customer called me that you didn't deliver the pomo, all the pomo. I said no, that I delivered anything. I even packed all the things. Okay, no problem. So I told him to follow me downstairs. So when we got downstairs and then I showed him, he said, maybe he got under the book. How would you tell me that something that fell down from inside the pack got arranged this way? So I just told him, Oga, you are a thief. He said, no, he was arguing. Obviously, I already made up my mind that I was 100% sure that this guy was trying to steal those momo. I don't. So I called the customer immediately. Hello, auntie. We just saw the pomo inside the box, and then we are very, very, very sorry. He said, that it doesn't make sense, that it's tarnishing his own image, because he told the customer that it's 24 and then customer found just 18. I just told her that she doesn't need to pay for the delivery fee, that would take that pomo back to the customer. So apparently I just told the rider to take the pomo down to the customer. So at the end of the day, we're having our stand-up meeting and then taking orders for the day, like a brief of what we did in the day. So I just told them that it doesn't make sense that you're stealing. I don't think we owe you salary. I don't think this working condition is not okay enough. And then we try all our possible means to make sure that you guys are going. So I don't see any reasons why you should steal from our customers. And then it's a very big slap on my face. So I told the dispatcher to call the customer immediately in my front. So he called the customer and then apologized. So that was the end of the conversation. So the second day, I came to work 8 o'clock, because I would always resume by 6, and then set my tabs for the day, set up what I need to do for the day. So I resumed work 7:30. When I got to work, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I have not seen any rider. 10 o'clock, I have not seen any rider. What happened today? The 2 riders did not come to work. It was one who stole the pomo. And the conversation was just, you guys, this is not good for our business. I just found out that 11 o'clock, there was no rider at work. So I picked up my phone and then called them. Maybe there was an issue or maybe something came up. So the next thing was that, Oga, you people don't trust, you don't trust us. So I don't think I want to work with you again. Like, it was so funny. You stole from a customer and then I corrected you. Now you are telling me that I don't trust you again. So the second one too said that I don't trust them. That's why that they already had a meeting that they are not working again. Okay, no problem. So that was how Simbi just worked for 2 weeks, and then it was just as if we were closing down, because we were just building the brand, and then we lost 2 riders on the same day. So I just thought, like, I didn't know when I was crying that evening, like, did I do something wrong? Like, why did I do? So I'm still going back to the guilt that you're talking about. Like, why did I not have talked about this?
Yeah.
I just felt like, okay, let me go back. So I issued a communique that we will not be working for the next 1 week. So I would always resume 8 o'clock every morning and then go offline to meet people that we need riders, put up a Facebook advert to hire riders, and then trust me, within 2 weeks we had about 3 people who applied, and then we got 2 riders. But trust me, these are the little things that we don't talk about in entrepreneurship, because this is like the back end of entrepreneurship. It's always a dopsy-dovey. It's not straight. It's not a linear line. You are going up today, you are coming down tomorrow. Imagine, like, first 2 weeks of operation and then you are losing your staff. So you can imagine the trauma that you have. So these issues of theft, there was another case of a rider who resumed. He didn't work for like 2 or 3 days, and he already collected like 5,000 naira from a customer, like different payments. He will use his own personal account number to collect those payments. So I think the issue that came was that somebody gave him an order to deliver outside of the official line. So along the way, I don't even know what happened. He just called the office that something entered his eye that he will not be able to deliver. So what happened? He didn't come to work. So I told somebody to go and pick up the bike from where he parked it, and then they brought it to the office. So the second day, somebody just messaged the office like, "Hello, I sent your rider a message. He didn't deliver, and then he didn't return it to me. How come?" He said he called him that he's always delivering from him, that he has paid him like 4-5 times. Second day, I just came into work. You are fired. You've not worked for 1 week, and then you've received payment 5 times from a customer. So these are the issues that businesses are facing. But they cannot come online to come and talk about this, because it's going to deface their own brand. So I feel like this is why I'm talking about, because I want people to be able to come and share their experiences, so that people would know that it is not an easy journey. Like, these are the things that you always face when you are building businesses, when you are doing the real work. It's not just social media, it's real hard work. Especially logistics, because you are dealing with different factors that are even beyond your control. But the more you get into the business, the more you understand the business, the more you develop IQ, the more you develop more EQ, the more you develop more organizational skills. And that was why I said, make sure that you've worked for people. Starting a business in Nigeria is not easy. Like, it is not easy. You are dealing with different factors that we don't even talk about. Because trust me, there was a day I wanted to hire a rider. He told me, "Okay, did you guys allow us to do all others outside of the company?" That was what he said. He said where he's coming from, that they know that they used to do work outside of the company. And you even have the guts to ask me that, do we allow that? So this is just to tell you that the level of decadence in the system is so bad that people now have energy to steal.
And the ability for entrepreneurs to stay afloat. I mean, kudos to you guys in the logistic business. I can't do that, honestly speaking, because so yeah, most of the time I take boats. I take boats in Akure, and then all of them, 90% of time, they want the ride be offline. Most time I take boats in Akure, they all want the ride to be offline. And I know definitely once it's offline, it's not going to broke. Boats will know. They cancel the trip, and then they take you offline. And then boat is losing money. And then boat is how they were able to facilitate me and you. We don't know each other from anywhere. But people just like to cut corners, and then that's it on theft, though. I want to go to marketing this time around. I believe Mr. Olawale has been able to solve a lot of problems when it comes to management of staff, like from the part of hiring to theft. You've had it all. You build your EQ, build your IQ, build your emotional intelligence, build your communication skill, build your survival instinct. Yes, you will need all those things to deal with your staff. Even if it is a remote job, it's the same everywhere. People not delivering at their work, and then once you tell them, they will just attack your character. I've had graphic designers that will not deliver for, let me say, 2 weeks, and then you just say, I'm not giving this guy a job, and your character will get attacked. You just be like, did I do anything wrong? Just like Mr. Wale fired that rider now, and it was the one fighting him again after you stole the goods of my customer. Now I want to move straight into marketing, because I believe if you're able to make more money, get more customers, we're going to stay afloat ahead of all this theft thing. So customer retention and customer acquisition, which is do you think small businesses should focus on? I sometimes think many small business owners go after customer acquisition. They want new customers. But the moment you talk to them, the moment you engage them, they will not deliver. So customer retention and acquisition, which do you think businesses should focus on?
Like I always say, all of us are not in business to make profits. Some are just in business to front for fraud. Some are in business to just show people that they are doing something, and then some are in business to just be able to access grants and then maybe funding. So there are different reasons why people come into business. But like what you just said now, for me, for my type of business, I would say for my type of business, which is the delivery industry, customer retention is important than customer acquisition, in such a way that I would explain this thing briefly. For the logistics industry, there's a phenomenon that people don't understand. The more customers you have, the more your service will get worse. So it is not more customers, more quality customer experience. It's a question of more customers, more bad service. So for Simbi Logistics, I developed a strategy that we've stick to from the start. For everybody that comes into contact with Simbi Logistics, you must enjoy the experience. There are sometimes that we have shortage of riders. I tell that's when you would see that we reduce our marketing touch points. Like I said, we want to make sure that everybody that comes into contact with Simbi enjoys it. So we have customers who have stayed with us for about 2 years since we started our business. So that's just to show you that the effort that we put into customers enjoying the services of Simbi. So if just imagine we have 4 riders. Take for instance, we have 4 riders, and then 10 people are messaging that they want to use our service. So we are telling 6 of them Simbi is not available at the moment. We are servicing 4. So those 6 are assuming that it's either you're out of business or you are not ready for business. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yes, definitely.
So for our line of business, that's why I say if you are acquiring more customers, you are just acquiring more problems. Why not solve for 1, move to 2, solve for 2, move to 3, and then I will always say most times that most businesses are just trying to go viral. They are not really solving user problem, and then that gives the rise to. I love founders who are passionate about solving real problems. Because there's a problem of logistics in Nigeria. That's the truth. You would see the likes of I don't want to mention names of we've seen people who have come into the logistics industry and then they have crashed. That's just the simple analogy. The more customers you have, the more problem you face. Why not solve for the people that you are sure that you can service and then scale, instead of solving for so many people and then reducing your quality delivery. Do you get me? So for Simbi, if we can handle 20, we'll handle 20. We'll move to 21. We are not moving from 10 to 50. We want to move at a pace that we are sure that we can service them. Because trust me, if we don't give quality service to 5 people, that means we've lost 10 customers. Most of the times, even for Simbi, we don't do a lot of marketing. It's a lot of referrals from our customers, because for everybody that comes into contact with Simbi, we are a small business. I always agree. I don't love the idea that we're a big business. This is still a small business that we are trying to find a product. We are trying to make market fit. So we are not scaling at a number of not satisfying customers. We want to scale at the number of satisfying our customers, which is the importance, which is the core of Simbi. Like I always tell our riders every day, the moment we are not passionate about solving user problem, we are closing up. It's not about the numbers. We are not saying we want to do 2,000 orders a day and then have 1,900 bike service and then 100 quality service. We want to say we want to have 2,000 deliveries in a day and then service 2,000 people. Like 2,000 people are happy. So I don't know. Maybe this doesn't work for startup. Maybe I'm thinking in line with a business owner or maybe a small business owner. But I feel like it's one of the fundamental problems of even startups. The more numbers you have, the more problems you have. You will get overwhelmed because the industry is so emotional. You are dealing with food.
Every customer that engaged you always think that you are the only person they are servicing. They don't care
Perfectly,
that
you get.
There's 1,000 people behind me, or there's 1,000 people in front of me. No.
And then the customers don't care about there's a bad tire.
No. They don't care. They don't want.
Okay, I ordered for food 4 o'clock. This is 4:50. I've not heard from the rider. This is 5 o'clock. I've not heard from the rider. Then it's a bad service already. So even if you deliver by 7 and then the food is still intact, you've rendered it bad. So the emotional part of our delivery makes it very hard to scale. And then that's why you see that anybody who's entering this industry and doesn't care about making sure that customers are happy will get out of business. It's so I don't care about the scale that you're working or you're operating at. The moment you don't service your customers well again, you are going. Even if you get to 1 million, then you start the peg will start coming down. Instead of just scaling little by little, or for Simbi, this is what we do. We'll make sure that the people who want to service are people that want to come back. We are not servicing everybody. We are servicing people that we are sure that tomorrow you are coming back, we'll service you again. Because the moment we want to serve everybody, trust me, our service will be bad. So we want to make sure that the people that we are servicing are people that can pay for premium service and then will enjoy value for their money.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Olawale, for those awesome replies. Awesome tips for business owners on how to actually manage customer customer retention. Retain your customers. Like that's the hack. I was doing a business that was not lasting. I mean, the customer retention was about 2% or something like that. And when I came in as a marketer, I just focused on customer retention, running out, retargeting ads, and all this kind of thing. And then their business boom. Like I look away from bringing new customers. I know that if you focus on retaining your customers, your revenue will skyrocket. So
I watched one of your interview where you talked about the Pareto principle, the 80-20 principle. Trust me, the customers that will keep coming back are no more than 20%.
That's it.
And if you can focus on that 20%, you are good. Make sure that you are feeding them every now and then. They come back, they enjoy quality service, they go out, they come back. It's just a loop. And then once they enjoy quality service, it's easier. Word of mouth marketing is the best. The moment somebody tells you about a business, you don't even question anything. The next thing is to convert that customers from the negotiation stage down to process stage. So it makes it a lot easier for businesses to make sure that they retain their customers. Find strategies around retaining customers. I'm not saying you shouldn't acquire new customers, but make sure that if you are acquiring new customers, they are enjoying the same service as people that you have retained. Once you cannot service them well, focus on those that you are handling, and then forget about acquiring. The moment you want to scale again, you already know that we are servicing 20 people. Okay, we are ready to scale now. We are increasing productivity. Then we are acquiring new customers. That's how it works. There's no magic in marketing. There's no magic. So most times, because of those buzzwords, people feel like once you bring people in, once you are acquiring new customers every day, you are making progress. No.
All right, Mr. Olawale, let's move to governance. Let's move to how government affects entrepreneurs and affects businesses. I believe so much that for business to thrive, government must create an enabling environment, a very good environment that supports businesses. How have you been able to navigate the harsh government policies against logistic problems? I know for sure in 2020 there will be a whole lot of logistic startups in town. Many of them closed down because I even saw somebody that brought out his stickers like, see, this is like the 10th number sticker 10,000 I'm collecting. This is from local government, this is from state, this is from federal. For you to be able to do haulage from state to state, you have to pay a particular fee to NIPOST, and a whole lot of government policies that are harsh on businesses. But for you as a small business owner in the logistics industry, have you been able to navigate, and what do you have for other entrepreneurs like you in Nigeria?
We've had our own fair share of government policies going against us, but like I always say, you cannot be better than the policies around you. And then this gives rise to the question: how many millionaires or billionaires have we raised in our immediate environment? It's so obvious that the government of today are not doing so much for small businesses and then the micro businesses to scale. So it's a question of, do I still want to stay in business, or it's not a motivation of there's an enabling environment to thrive. It's just a question of I just have to survive. So oftentimes businesses are just trying to the basic instincts of humans is survival. So it's not a question. It's not the reasons why businesses are doing businesses are still thriving is because it's not because they have a good environment or an enabling environment. It's because they want to survive. And then this is not also good for the image of this country. I believe when businesses thrive, governments will make more money. But if you elect a clown, you would always have a clown on this too. And this is why I always ask Nigerians: policies, elections have impact, and then impact is always there for everybody to see. Business wise in Nigeria, it's been a tough, like this period has been a tough time on so many businesses. People are not just talking about it, but trust me, businesses are having a lot of issues, from heavy taxing to inflation to fuel increase.
Well, increase.
You know, we spend they spend an average of maybe 1 million.
Wow, like fuel is like how you doing it with this high in fuel price?
Last year when we were trying to balance our book, we saw that for 2021 we did ×3 of what we spent on fuel in 2022.
My God, ×3,
and ×3, and we cannot even increase our prices at ×3. So the margin has reduced, and we have workers that are also having that they are getting the impact. So it's a question of reducing the profit of a business. So you cannot make more money because your staffs. I have somebody who takes a cab of about maybe 300 to work, then 300 going back home. That's about 600 naira. So if you remove that from what they are earning, it's mega. So we've been trying our possible to our best to make sure that we cushion the effect on our staffs. At this period, we already made up our mind that the margins will reduce, but let's keep ourselves in businesses and then see how we can pivot. Do we need to go another route? Do we need to reduce our workforce? So those are the things that most businesses are collapsing. But Nigeria is not. I don't even know how to put it, but we're in a tough period, and businesses that don't innovate would collapse, and there would be new best businesses that will spring up. But trust me, Nigeria is bleeding at the moment.
Yeah, that's bleeding. I hope businesses know what to do to stay afloat. To survive, Mr. Awoleye has told you to survive. You can't survive because governments come and go. This time shall pass. I believe so. But I want to move to the good things that happen, the celebrations. Sometimes I get some wins, but I don't savor them. In businesses, when you make some wins, you're meant to savor the win. You're meant to be happy. Maybe like happy for like 1 week. Oh, we hit our milestone for this month. Let's rejoice. Let's pop some champagne. But immediately you hit some milestone, you just jubilate. Oh, I'm very happy. But in the next 2 minutes, you already set another milestone down. Then you're back to your depressed state. How do you manage celebrations? How do you manage to savor the happiness and then the joy of hitting your milestone and then those kind of things?
Personally, for me, I love that everyone around me celebrates. But for me, for every phase that I accomplish or we accomplish as a business or as individuals, immediately I'm looking at the next milestone to conquer. So I've accepted that. I don't know if it's a bad thing, but I've accepted that as a normal for me. I don't celebrate for too long because I know the moment you keep celebrating and then the memory is too short.
It's too short.
One bad move, like you're your toes. Like life is meant to be challenging every time. So the moment I'm happy, I'm always asking myself, why are you happy, Olawale? You are supposed to be in a place that you need to solve another thing. So psychologically, I've psyched myself up to always know that you cannot celebrate for more than 5-10 minutes. So immediately I beat myself back to normal. What do we need to achieve again? How do we scale? How do we move? How do we pivot? Those are. It's a good thing to celebrate, but it's also a bad thing if you dwell too much on celebrations and then you lose sight of the goal.
What happens as an entrepreneur? How do you manage relationship? I mean, romantic relationship, spouse, friends, whatever. Because I believe entrepreneurs make bad choice when it comes to romantic relationship, due to the fact that they put a whole lot of their emotions and time in their businesses, and their romantic partner gets to suffer. What do you have to say about that?
This question is one question that I know most business owners would want to avoid, but I would like to just delve into it.
Yeah.
It's always very personal. You cannot. There's no benchmark to how you handle relationship. But trust me, if you are starting out a business, you cannot have a work-life balance. Let's be truthful to ourselves. I'm not sure that anybody who's running a business or is running a startup has a perfect work-life balance. Definitely you'd want to balance it up a little bit, but you cannot have all the max. You cannot. There's no way that you can say, okay, I'm doing well with business, I'm doing well with relationship, I'm doing well with seeing my friends, I'm doing well with everything. No, you need to choose.
Yeah.
So it comes to a place of what is important to you at the moment. So the moment you can the moment you can answer those questions, then I feel like you would be able to know what to forgo. For you would always have to sacrifice something. I'm not saying you would leave relationship out. I'm not saying you should leave friendship out. I'm not saying you should leave business out. But everybody has to make a choice of what is important to them at that moment, and then how to it can always be 50. It can always be 30, 30, 30. It has to be maybe 60, 30, 10. People won't talk about this because they feel like so that people will not perceive them as somebody who doesn't take relationship important or who doesn't take family important. But the truth has to be told. There is no work-life balance when you are building businesses. The only balance is that you choose which is important to you for every moment, and then you stick with it.
Yeah, I also think one of the things that entrepreneurship can do is communicate. Maybe okay, I'm having a tough time at work, and then another thing is allow people help you. You're not robots. You're not Martin King. You're not Eastern. Like, calm down. Allow people, talk to your partner about what you're actually going through at work. Let them give their 2 cents. Allow them help you. Allow your friends help you. And then when you are celebrating your wins, maybe you just call them in, and then so that they will feel like they are doing that thing with you all together. Because when you are away, because you always be away, and when you are away, they will be able to understand that okay, Wale is away. It's just the job, and then because every time you win, you are running back to them. They will have this sense of belonging that okay, he's away, he's doing it for us. It's not actually away for himself. It's away because of us. People, you've been able to listen to Mr. Wale's a whole lot of stories. He told us a whole lot of stories from when he cried to how he hired that man. So how people stole the former of a particular customer. It's a whole lot of stories you've had today. Has given you tips and realities. Mr. Wale went raw. He told you truth and all of these things. And I hope you guys have drawn a whole lot of insight from this. You'll be coming back to Get Your Life Together podcast. Will be like, I will hold him. Like, come. Last time you come, we're not able to do it because at a point we are trying not to exceed a hour mark, because for now I'm giving you listeners tip by tip. When the podcast go live, when it goes to YouTube, when it goes to video stage, we'll be bringing him back to do justice to that. So Mr. Wale, what will you leave us with? Wrapping up.
There's no easy life. You would choose which life you want to live. It's either you take the other choices or other decisions and then live easily, or you live easily and take the hard pills. It is easier to be 40 out of 40 in a class. You don't have to do anything, but to be first in that class, you have to do a lot. I'm wishing everybody success in all your endeavors, but there's a sacrifice, there's a price to pay for every dimension you want to operate, every level you want to get to. Find the price and then pay it. I wish everybody the best of luck.
I always say, take care, soldiers. I'm out.